What's going on, guys? My name is Mikey, and today we're going to be doing a video essay over the most interesting stick figure in the world, casually explained. First, we're going to go over his narrative structure. He really doesn't have any, or I guess you could say he stuck to his guns since he first made his first video. He starts with a cold open of whatever we're talking about. In this example, we'll use America, and he just goes in and he does not hold back. He doesn't care if you are American or not American. He will give you his opinion, and he explains it through such irony and sarcasm that it works somehow. And I mean, his video structures are usually like at the most 5 minutes long, but it's the funniest 5 minutes you'll ever see a stick figure convey to you. And leading into that, his symbolism and atmosphere, symbolism wise, he really doesn't have just the craziest symbolism. I mean, how interesting can you get with stick figures and JPEG imaging? But he's able to convey emotion with a lack of emotion, which doesn't make sense. But once you start seeing his videos, his dry humor works somehow, and that creates an atmosphere for the audience that you can only get from him, which I think is why he's so popular. Pacing wise, it's very fast paced. He will just go in on the topic off the top of his head and just keep going and keep going, and makes the driest and funniest jokes you'll ever hear. And I think that kind of plays into his rhythm as well. Like, you always know one's coming as soon as possible, as soon as and you never expect it, which I think is just the best thing ever. And then other techniques he uses is like his character development. You can see how at the beginning of the video, he'll be like super sour about the topic, but then towards the end, you'll start that realizing that he actually starts liking it, or he'll say something really funny about it, and it eases up the tension that he creates at the beginning of the video. But we're going to use some specific examples. One I like to use, of course, is the American one, because it gives you an insight of how an Australian person or a Canadian person or a Chinese person would view America. And it's really funny. And he gives an example towards the end of his video of how he was at Disneyland, and this guy on I don't know what you call it, like a little scooter, because he was morbidly obese, and he bumps into him with a corn dog and cuts him in line, and his wife on another scooter scoots on by, cuts him in line, and rear ends the guy in the scooter, and the guy turns around and he's like, "Hey, honey." And it was just a fun, like, when I say it, it's not funny, but when you watch the video, it's just the stupidest thing ever, and it made me laugh for like 10 minutes because it's just so dumb, and it's exactly how you would depict an American, which is just great. But I think that's like the largest impact he's had on me, is how he's able to develop stories and describe stories in a way that is so funny, but he uses like the bare minimum imagery, if that makes any sense. He just uses stick figures and the most stock photos from Google to convey his feelings about something, and it works perfectly. But yeah, that was my video essay of Casually Explained.